Welcome to Simply Stylish DIY, where we take ordinary to extraordinary. We're going to start our DIY by taking some chalk paint. I chose the color ivory. We're going to take our sponge brush and put a good coat all over the crate, and then we're going to take some distresser in a minute and distress it to make it look a little aged and worn, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure you get it covered. I did not paint the entire inside. I could have, but I just went ahead and painted about 3/4 of the way down because we're going to fill it up in just a few minutes anyhow. Next, I'm going to take the distressed oxide and go around the edges of the crate, and then once I get the edges a little bit antiqued, we're going to go around and fill in the middle just to make it look worn. I grabbed 2 pieces of tissue paper like you use for gift wrap, crumpled those up kind of loosely, not real tight, and put it inside the box so that way we don't have to fill it so full, and it'll give the carrots something to be supported on. Next, I chose some burlap ribbon. I picked this up at Sam's Club. Dollar Tree does have it too, and I'm just going to make a tiny little bow because we're going to put that on the front of the box. I went ahead and dovetailed the ends and got those finished. Next, I took some thin ribbon, and it's like a black and white gingham. I'm going to put a couple dabs of hot glue on the back of the box. Stretch your gingham around, and we're just going to secure it there and wrap it around kind of like you're wrapping a present. And we're going to do the same thing on the front. Just put a couple dabs of hot glue just to secure it so it don't slide down on you while you're working with the other things. I have those tails. I wasn't sure if I was going to tie it here in a bow, but I decided to go ahead and clip those off, and then I'm going to make a bow just real quick by hand, just like you're going to tie your shoes. And then we're going to take that and put in the center of our burlap bow that we just made. Next, we're going to take that burlap bow. We're going to glue that to the ribbon that we just tied around the box. Once you have that positioned where you're going to put it, adhere it to the box with some hot glue. Make sure you have it adjusted how you want it. And I'm going to take the little checked bow that I made, not just tying it, like I said, with like your shoes, and put that in the center just for some dimension. And then I'm going to cut the ends there to match. I picked up a orange little button out of my stash, and I thought I would put that in the middle for a little pop of color just to coordinate with the color of the carrots. Okay, next we're going to take some of the moss and put inside the box. I just loosely put some hot glue just so it has something to stick to when you put it in. The moss is messy as it is. Just kind of tuck it in there, take your fingers, push it down the corners. Next, we're going to use one of these little chalkboards from Dollar Tree. They come in a 4-pack. They have the little clothespin on the back, and we're going to use that to our advantage to make a little sign. So I took a popsicle stick and put that in there. We're just going to write fresh carrots, and then I decided to write at the bottom, you pick. And I decided just to go back in here and just kind of hand draw out a couple little carrots just to be on this sign. Next, just to make sure it's secure, I'm going to take 2 little dots of hot glue, put it on the popsicle stick, tuck it in that clothespin just so it's good and secure. You'll have that ready to stick in after we put the carrots. Take those little twine carrots, you're going to need 6 of them for this box, and put some hot glue on the tips. Then you're going to put them into the moss and kind of twist them so they adhere to the paper underneath. Position those however you want to in the box, and then we're going to put our little sign in that says fresh carrots. Put some hot glue on the back, tuck it there anywhere you want to inside the box. Okay, here's your finished product. I hope you enjoyed this DIY. It was really fun to make. I hope you'll enjoy making it too. I initially wanted to find one of the paint your own ceramic little bunnies that they had in the craft section. I couldn't find those, so I settled for one of the styrofoam garland bunny strings. So we're just going to cut one of those off and use it and paint it for our project. I'm going to go ahead and put a good coat of the ivory colored chalk paint all over the bunny. The glitter does not matter at this point because we're going to cover it up, and also we're going to distress it so that will not show through anyhow. Go ahead now and get your mason jar out. The one I picked up has the design on it, which is perfectly fine. You can get the one that is plain or the design. Either one works fine. We're going to take the lid off and go ahead and put some moss in the bottom. If you want to hot glue it to the bottom, you can, but I just chose just to put a little gob in there. Now I'm going to take 3 of the twine carrots and stick them in. I'm not going to glue those either because the lid's going to be on tight, so they shouldn't move very much. Once you have those positioned in the way you want them, go ahead and put your lid back on and seal it up. Next, we're going to take our twine and wrap it around the front of our lid a few times. Go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue to secure it. And then we're going to take the tails, leave them several inches long, and tie them here in the front because we're going to put some beads on one side and a little piece of chalkboard, and then we're going to wrap the other side around. I picked these beads up at Dollar Tree. My twine started to fray here, so I'm just going to get some Scotch tape and twist it around that just like a shoestring so it's easier to string your beads on. I'm going to take 2 of the wood looking beads and 1 of the green ones, put there in the middle, string it up to the top of the jar, and then we're going to take our little chalkboard and write. Next, we're going to take our oil-based Sharpie in ultrafine tip, and we're just going to write on it bunny treats. Since now you have your beads strung on your excess twine, we're going to go ahead and tie that off with a knot and leave a little space above it so we can put our chalkboard. Clip that off with your scissors. Now, since that chalkboard has the little clothespin on the back, just snap that on. You can put some glue if you want to secure it more. Take the other tail, wrap it around the back of your jar, and secure that with glue. Okay, this step is optional, but I took the Distress Oxide, dabbed it in my paintbrush some, and just went around the edges of that chalkboard just to give it a distressed and antique looking finish. I'm going to do the same thing also with the beads just to make them a little bit more distressed. Just twist them around, put a little bit on them, and it just makes them look a little aged. Once the styrofoam bunny dries, we're going to take it and we're going to adhere it to the top of the jar. Go ahead and put some hot glue on the bottom, stick it on the top of the jar, and then we're going to take some moss and hot glue it around the bunny. After we get the moss all over the top around the bunny, we're going to take some of the distresser and dip our dry brush into it and go around the bunny just to make it look a little aged and weathered. Okay, here's your finished product. I hope you enjoyed this DIY. Every DIY in today's video has something to do with carrots, so you could make these as a set them all together with your spring and Easter decor. It would be also cute to give these as a gift because they're so budget friendly. You can make several sets and give out to those you love. I enjoyed our time together. Thanks for watching. I linked another video here for more crafting inspiration. Be sure to check it out. Have a great day.